is now in session. If you so choose, would you bow your head with me for the invocation? Dear God, we come into your presence to seek your guidance and your wisdom as we conduct the business before each of us tonight. Grant us, please, wisdom and courage to always do what is right in your sight. We thank you for the work before us. We thank you for the leadership, the teachers, and the staff in our district, and all those that we come in contact with and get to interact with. Amen. All right, if you would, please stand for the pledge. Salute the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Call on our recording secretary, Ms. Netterville, to establish the roll.
Carolyn Paquette, Rex Blair,
Here.
Amy Tyson, here, Shelley Shaw, here, Jeremy Rice,
Here. You have a quorum. Board members, you have the agenda for this evening's meeting before you. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda, to adopt the agenda? Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, the agenda is approved. You also have the meeting minutes from the June 10th regular meeting before you. Do I have a motion to approve these minutes? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, the minutes are approved. Dr. Maddox?
Thank you, Mr. President. Next, we have our consent agenda, which includes personnel actions, obsolete items, capitalized assets, and contracts.
All right. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as recommended by the superintendent?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. All right. At this point, are there any questions from the board? Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the consent agenda is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, board.
Our business action items are next on the agenda. I'll ask our new CSFO, Melinda Buck, to come up and provide an overview.
Good evening, board. In your packet is a summary of general purpose financial statements for the month ending May 31st, 2025. River City Schools has received 86% of its budgeted revenue for fiscal year 2025. The majority of the district's ad valorem tax receipts are typically collected between October and March, after which these collections generally decline. The result of operations represent 8 months of activity. Accordingly, we would anticipate having spent 67% of the budget of recurring expenditures. At this time, general fund expenditures are 66% of the budget. For the 8 months of activity, the current month's reserve is at 11.79 months. This too will decrease as ad valorem tax collections decline for the remainder of the fiscal year. In May, we made payments related to the elevator modernization project at Simmons Middle School, Brock's Gap Intermediate School, and Deer Valley Elementary School, locker room renovations at Spain Park High School, parking lot expansions at the Career Connection Center, RC3, in Green Valley Elementary School, Phase 3 of the mechanical renovations at Gwynn Elementary School, and the purchase of the new operations building. Special revenue fund expenditures for 8 months of activity were $14.4 million, or 64% of the budget. The majority of federal funds are expensed during the school year and requests are reimbursed accordingly in the months in arrears. So the cash disbursement for this month of May was $8,525,294.90, and the payroll for June 2025 was $13,902,674.83.
All right. Any questions from the board, Ms. Buck? Seeing there are none, do I have a motion to approve the business actions? So moved. All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the business actions are approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Ms. Buck. Thank you, board. The next item on the agenda is a request for a proposal for ice cream products. I recommend awarding the RFP to Ice Cream Warehouse. Ice Cream Warehouse received a perfect weighted score during the evaluation process. 2 vendors were invited to participate in both submitted responses. The proposed contract term is 1 year with the option to extend for up to 4 additional 1-year periods.
Do I have a motion to award the request for proposal for ice cream products to Ice Cream Warehouse as recommended by Dr. Maddox?
Get samples.
I don't think we can approve this without. All right, do I have a motion? Do I have a second? All right. Any other questions about this from the board? All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion is approved. Dr. Maddox?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Board. I'd like to ask Matt Wilson, Director of Operations, to please come forward. Next, we have a bid for Hoover High School baseball lighting, Spain Park High School softball and football lighting. I recommend awarding the bid to Armstrong Electrical Contractors for $241,992.90. This amount includes a $30,000 contingency allowance. As a reminder, the combined cost of the lights, which were purchased by Hoover City Schools, was $632,900. Architectural fees of $61,242.46. And the installation bid remained within a total project budget of $990,000 with a total project cost of $936,134.66. The cost of this project will be funded through our reserves.
Excellent, good deal. Do I have a motion to award the Hoover High School baseball lighting, the Spain Park High School softball and football lighting to Armstrong Electrical Contractors? Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any questions from the board? Mr. Wilson?
Matt, any idea on the time frame for installation on these different projects?
So the softball at Spain Park and baseball at Hoover High will be in the fall, somewhere around late September, early October, but we completed before January. That's the current tentative schedule based on kind of what we have now. It'll be refined as we get closer to it. The football lights, they're ready. They just need the contractor to ship them to, and their plans to have those installed, complete, working, operational first Spain Park football. So once I get the timelines, I can update the board. But Spain Park is really obviously the priority, and 13 years ago, that before that. Luckily, some of you might know Backward Drive, he works for Armstrong Electric. He's a very big fan of Spain Park, so he's going to invest his interest in making sure he makes it. So that's the plan so far. And we'll work on giving notice for seats tomorrow, and we'll work on contract.
I noticed Dr. Esslinger smiling back there on that one, so we did something right.
Good. And the Musco guy they work with,
Jimmy Jump.
Jimmy Jumper. You don't know Jimmy Jumper, you know Jimmy Jumper. So, and we're under budget. That's a great thing. We're under 60 grand under budget. So that's great. All right. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. The motion is approved.
Great. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Board. Thank you, Matt. This time, I would like to ask Dr. Bob Lowry, Chief Administrative Officer, to come forward and highlight the code of conduct changes for the 2025-2026 school year.
Thank you, Dr. Maddox. Thank you, Board. We submitted our code of conduct to you, so you guys had some time to review that. One of the largest scale changes was including the consequence sequence when it comes, or schedule when it comes to the cell phone. Some of the other changes that we made to that were very, very minor. But we talked about those as far as why are we still including in the code of conduct a recording device when we have the cell phone bill in place, because there could be recording devices that are not cell phone related. That's why that was stated. Are there any questions as far as what you have had for your review for the last 30 days?
I think y'all have done a pretty thorough job with this.
Any questions?
I appreciate all you did.
Yeah.
All your focus groups and keeping everybody informed. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lowry. And yes, you and your team did a phenomenal job meeting with shareholders from our community, students and parents and teachers and administrators in an effort to try to craft the best response that we can in implementing, not only our code of conduct, but the other aspects of the Focus Act. So thank you very much. Mr. President, I recommend the approval of the 25-26 student code of conduct.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the 25-26 code of conduct as recommended by Dr. Maddox? So do I have a second?
Second.
I know we've already been through this, but are there any questions at this point? All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the 25-26 code of conduct is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Board. Dr. Lowry, at this time, I would ask you to introduce 2 policy revisions related to the Focus Act. These will be updates to keep us in alignment with the new law. We will introduce those today, and they will sit for 30 days and be voted on at the next board meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Maddox. Board, as a result of this Focus Act, there are 2 major areas that impact our policy. Policy section 6.17 has to do with electronic communication devices. What you have seen is that the top level is stricken because it was going to be more efficient to go ahead and strike what was repealed by law. And what you see below is the sample policy that was provided by the Alabama School Board Association. And I would note that on section D, where it references storage devices, there were 3 changes that were made from the original conversation about this in June, which is referencing immediate person. For the cell phone storage not to be on immediate person, and we also included backpack and purse. So those were the really large ones. And then section E is referencing the code of conduct when it comes to the requirement of the code of conduct schedule. And then the second part of this has to do with internet safety and use of technology, which is section 4.09. And in that, Kelly Lane has been super helpful in going through and making sure that this matches up with the law, using words like age appropriate rather than inappropriate, and including some of the very specific language from the law. So those are the 2 big pieces, 4.09 and 6.17.
Any questions? All right. Again, those are just introductions. Thank you, Dr. Lowry. We will revisit those next month.
All right, we now move on to the superintendent's information reports.
All right.
Dr. Maddox.
Board members, just wanted you to know that we have lots of things going on right now. I'm meeting individually with principals, looking at their plans for next year. Kicked it off today with River Chase Elementary School and Spain Park High School. Really enjoy having an opportunity to sit down with our principals to talk about their vision and plans to celebrate successes from the previous year. And it's just a great time for all of us to get on the same page. So I'm really looking forward to that. That keeps my schedule really busy the next 2 weeks. We also have a financial retreat tomorrow with all of our administrators. The first time I saw that, I thought my daughters need to attend that session. They probably could use a little training in finance because they think money only flows one way. But do appreciate, Melinda, your efforts and your staff to help educate our staff members as much as possible in the financial arena, and to keep us all consistently doing the same thing. So that's very important. So thank you for that. We also have our administrative retreat on Thursday, and that will be held at Spain Park High School. And then we have kind of a planned extra on that later on in the day. So really excited about that. That's always a great time for all of our administrators in the district to get together. I think there's 80-something administrators. I don't know the exact count. Dr. Robbins and his team have done a great job planning the administrative retreat. It was a lot of fun last year, a lot of collaboration, a lot of vision casting, and so really looking forward to that and setting a great tone for a new school year and getting everyone in the right frame of mind. So looking forward to that. Lastly, and most important, earlier in the meeting, you approved our personnel report. And in that report contained the recommendation to hire someone to lead our largest school in the district. At this time, I'm going to ask Merrick Wilson to come up and do the formal introductions. Merrick?
Board members, I am very excited to get to introduce Dr. Christy Sayers and welcome her back to our Hoover community. Dr. Sayers has 32 years of experience in education, and she spent 14 of those years teaching in Hoover City Schools. So we're excited to have her back in our community and welcoming her back to Hoover High School. When she left us as a teacher, she went on to school administration. She has served as assistant principal, secondary curriculum specialist, professional development supervisor, and principal. And so for 7 years, she led Oak Mountain High School as their principal, where she really looked at raising the bar for student achievement and student curriculum. While she was there, she was District 5's Principal of the Year. So she has just done such a wonderful job throughout her career, and we're so excited to have her back in the Hoover community. She retired as a school leader, and when she did, she decided that she wanted to continue to mentor school administrators and teachers, and so she has been doing that for the last few years, and has just been so excited to have her come back and join Hoover City Schools. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Sayers to the group.
Thank you, board. Thank you, Dr. Maddox and your leadership team. It is an honor to lead Hoover High School. And I want you to know that it's not lost on me what a privilege it is to join the Buck Nation. And I'm going to daily do my very best to lead and to instill in others and to model those 3 core principles of Hoover High School: the respect and the responsibility and the integrity. Because that is my job, that is something that I am passionate about, and I am so excited to be able to do that. The 14 years that Merrick mentioned, those 14 years in Hoover City Schools really did mold me into the kind of educator that I am today, and that's because I was surrounded by excellence every day. And it is my goal to become a long-lasting member of the Buck Nation. And I am thrilled to start that journey tomorrow at 7:00 a.m. and do my very best every day. And I've been told, as I was already going to do, that I should end with "Go Bucks."
Dr. Sayers, you also have someone here with you tonight.
I do, and I really need to thank my husband who has allowed me to come back into this job. Thank you.
I just want to go, wow, what a ride that's been. I want to take this opportunity to just really give thanks to Dr. Smith and her team. She's trying to sneak out on me right now. For all of your efforts, and I can say this now, when graduation is over, we all kind of take a collective sigh. And in my mind, I was thinking, June is going to be a pretty smooth, easy month, right? And then a few days later, I find out that we need to hire a principal at Hoover High School. So all of a sudden, my calm, peaceful June turned into chaos. Dr. Smith has handled every detail of the search, the interviews, the screeners, countless hours that she has put into this effort, she and her team, to make this happen. And I just want to publicly thank you for all of those efforts, and I believe they were extremely fruitful. We are delighted to have Dr. Sayers and know that it's a result of lots of hard work. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And with that, Mr. President, I yield back to you.
All right. I do not have any formal request for public comments.
Mr.
We'll
President.
move on.
May I speak?
Yes, sir. Come forward.
I apologize for not, Robert Schultz, Alamo Drive. Apologize for not filling out a form. Sometimes as we go through this agenda, we find items that we would have spoken about had we known what the topic was going to be. And this particular one relates to the code of conduct, the 25-26 code of conduct. As you may know, students pre-register for the school year, and one of the registration things that they do during that registration process is acknowledge that they have read the code of conduct for the following year. Well, they haven't seen this particular code of conduct, so I would like to suggest that since it's been amended for the 25-26 school year, and this one has some things that will impact them in a pretty heavy way with the new cell phone rules, that you send out an email to the parents so they can read, and the students as well, the new code of conduct. So although they have acknowledged they have read it, they haven't read the new. So I would suggest that that be done so that they know what they're getting into as the school year starts. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to board comments. Opportunity to talk about what we all have in mind, and just we'll start at the far end with Mr. Vice. Do you have a comment?
Just that I am continuing to enjoy the journey that I'm on, meeting the administration and looking forward to this upcoming year and getting plugged in even further than I have been over the past couple of months. So thank you for the opportunity to serve, and looking forward to the school year that's coming up.
Ms. Shaw?
I just would like to say I know a lot of work is going on in July for August. So I'm just very excited to hear about all the plans that faculty and those that are working, all the employees, all the things that are coming together for these students in August. I appreciate that, and know that this time is close. So thank you.
You're good, Ms. Thompson.
Y'all are awesome.
I would just say, I'll call out Dr. Lowry, for the cell phone communication devices, just a policy, the effort that went into to really reach out to the community, the schools, and the students, and the teachers, and the parents, and administrators. It would have been so easy just to go with, hey, this is good enough, and really double down and make sure you try to get a hold of anyone you could to get some feedback, to give us the best foot forward on what's probably going to be a challenging thing to implement at the beginning of the year. And I just really, really appreciate you taking that so seriously. So thank you.
You know, most people in life, and I'm no different, don't really like change. Whether it's the cell phone policy. I had an opportunity to talk to Dr. Hogan a little bit yesterday, so we have change at Hoover High School. At some point in my life, I decided that change, regardless, is always good. Maybe not at the time, maybe a little painful, but when you look back at it, it's always good. I'm excited about a new start, a little change at Hoover High School. I'm actually excited about even this policy and the effect it could have on student learning and test scores and other things that I have read. Many stories online of other states that are way ahead of us on this. Again, it's going to come down to great buy-in by everybody, from the students to the faculty and the parents. I think we're going to get it. And I think we'll look back a year from now and we're going to look at all these changes that we're going through, and we're going to say the change was good. So, pretty exciting. All right, if there's no other business, the next regular board meeting is August 12th at 5:30 right here in this room, and we are adjourned.